The world of mobile technology stands on the brink of one of the most anticipated hardware revolutions in over a decade, as Apple prepares to unveil a groundbreaking device that promises to redefine the modern smartphone landscape. For years, rumors have swirled regarding Apple's cautious approach toward the foldable screen market, watching competitors iterate through multiple generations of flexible displays while quietly perfecting their own proprietary engineering behind closed doors. Now, with the official announcement expected in a matter of weeks, industry insiders and technology enthusiasts alike are bracing for the arrival of what is widely believed to be named the iPhone Ultra. While some early reports speculated on titles like the iPhone Fold, consensus has rapidly coalesced around the Ultra branding, signifying a device that transcends traditional flagship performance and establishes an entirely new category within Apple's hardware ecosystem. This upcoming launch represents far more than a simple incremental update. It signals a monumental shift in how user interface, industrial design, and portable computing will interact over the next decade. To truly understand the impact of the iPhone Ultra, one must examine the meticulously leaked details that illuminate Apple's engineering priorities and long-term vision. The first major revelation revolves around the outer cover display, which serves as the primary interface when the device remains in its folded orientation. According to recent supply chain reports and CAD renders, Apple has opted for a cover screen size measuring between 5.3 and 5.5 inches diagonally. This design choice represents a calculated departure from the overly narrow, tall aspect ratios seen on earlier Android foldables, choosing instead a form factor reminiscent of a compact pocket notebook or passport. By keeping the folded profile relatively wide yet comfortable to hold, Apple ensures that basic tasks such as typing messages, answering calls, checking notifications, and capturing quick photos can be accomplished effortlessly with one hand without forcing the user to unfold the primary screen every single time. The outer panel is expected to feature a refined iteration of ceramic shield glass, offering unprecedented scratch and drop resistance for a flexible device form factor. When the user chooses to unfold the iPhone Ultra, they are greeted by the second major highlight of the device, a massive inner display that spans between 7.6 and 7.8 inches diagonally. This generous canvas effectively converts a pocketable smartphone into a fully capable mini tablet, offering a viewing area that rivals dedicated devices like the iPad mini while retaining portability. The inner screen utilizes advanced flexible OLED technology with high dynamic range, vibrant color accuracy, and promotion adaptive refresh rates ranging from 1 Hz to 120 Hz. The transition between the cover display and the inner main display is expected to be seamless, with iOS automatically readjusting app layouts, video playback, and multitasking windows in real time. This expansion opens up vast possibilities for productivity, content creation, mobile gaming, and immersive media consumption, allowing users to run multiple applications side by side or interact with enhanced software tools that simply cannot fit on a conventional slab-style smartphone screen. Perhaps the most impressive technological hurdle Apple has tackled with the iPhone Ultra is the near-total elimination of the display crease, a long-standing compromise that has plagued foldable devices since their inception. The third key leak details Apple's breakthrough liquid metal hinge architecture, designed to minimize mechanical stress on the ultra-thin glass layer while holding the flexible OLED panel flush across the center fold. Competitors have struggled to balance structural rigidity with display flatness, often leaving noticeable horizontal or vertical indentations that catch the light and create a tactile bump under finger gestures. Apple's newly engineered hinge mechanism reportedly allows the display to bend inside a subtle teardrop-shaped internal cavity when closed, drastically reducing screen fatigue and making the crease virtually invisible during everyday usage. In bright lighting conditions or when viewing dark media content, the fold line remains hidden, providing an uninterrupted viewing experience that sets a new industry standard for foldable screen. Manufacturing. In addition to display refinements, the physical dimensions and structural ergonomics of the iPhone Ultra mark a major achievement in modern manufacturing. The fourth leak reveals that despite housing complex internal hinges, dual display panels, and sophisticated camera systems, the iPhone Ultra manages to maintain a remarkably slim profile. When fully folded closed, the device measures approximately 10 mm in thickness. To put this in perspective, Current conventional flagships like the iPhone 17 Pro Max sit around 8.9mm thick, meaning the iPhone Ultra adds only slightly more than a single millimeter of depth despite folding in half. Furthermore, when the device is opened flat, its thinnest points drop down to an extraordinary 4.8 to 4.9mm. This ultra-thin unibody structure gives the opened device a surprisingly lightweight feel, ensuring that holding the unfolded display for extended periods during reading or video editing causes minimal hand fatigue. The chassis utilizes a precision-machined titanium frame, providing structural integrity while preventing accidental bending or torsion during heavy daily use. When examining the camera hardware, leak number 5 confirms that Apple has taken a deliberate and streamlined approach to the imaging pipeline on the iPhone Ultra. Rather than cramming an excessive number of lenses into an already complex hinge structure, the device features a total of 4 high-performance camera sensors. These consist of a front-facing camera on the outer cover display, a second front-facing sensor embedded in the inner main display, and a powerful dual camera module on the rear panel. While some users might be surprised by the absence of a dedicated telephoto lens, Apple makes up for it by equipping the rear sensors with 48-megapixel high-resolution wide and ultra-wide optics. The primary wide-angle lens is reported to introduce a new variable aperture system, borrowing technology slated for future Pro Series devices. This variable physical aperture allows the camera to mechanically adjust light intake and depth of field based on ambient environmental conditions, producing natural optical bokeh for portraits and superior crispness in low-light night scenes without relying entirely on digital processing algorithms. To supply reliable power to 2 independent displays and a pair of high-performance cameras, the 6th major revelation highlights an innovative dual-cell battery architecture. The internal structure of the iPhone Ultra houses 2 distinct battery cells distributed across both halves of the folded chassis to balance weight distribution and optimize internal thermal management. Combined, these battery units offer a total capacity of approximately 4,883 mAh. Given the power-efficient microarchitecture of the internal silicon and dynamic display refresh control, a capacity hovering near 4,900 mAh represents a substantial energy reserve for a foldable form factor. Smart power management systems embedded within iOS intelligently govern power distribution, powering down unused screen regions or routing energy exclusively to active components depending on whether the phone is operated open or closed. This setup ensures all-day endurance, allowing power users to engage in continuous multitasking, video recording, and satellite communication without constant range anxiety. Security and user authentication undergo a noteworthy adaptation on the iPhone Ultra, as outlined in the 7th key leak. Due to the tight physical tolerances, ultra-thin screen bezels, and complex hinge placement, Apple has opted not to include Face ID hardware on the primary display. Instead, authentication is handled through a capacitive Touch ID sensor integrated directly into the side-mounted power button. This approach mirrors the biometric implementation found on recent iPad models like the iPad Air and iPad mini, offering swift and secure fingerprint scanning upon picking up or unfolding the device. Placing Touch ID on the physical lock key enables seamless unlocking regardless of whether the phone is closed, open, or resting on a table, providing a convenient authentication method that fits naturally into the physical movement of opening the handset. At the core of the iPhone Ultra's performance capabilities lies the 8th leak, the incorporation of Apple's next-generation A20 Pro chipset. Built on an advanced 2nm fabrication process, the A20 Pro represents a significant leap forward in semiconductor manufacturing over previous 3nm designs. By packing billions of additional transistors and resistors into an even tighter spatial geometry, the chip delivers dramatic gains in computing throughput while simultaneously drastically reducing thermal dissipation and electrical power draw. The A20 Pro features an upgraded neural engine tailored specifically for complex on-device artificial intelligence computations, enabling instantaneous real-time language translation, advanced generative photo editing, and complex automated workflows directly on the device. The efficiency gains delivered by the 2nm process play a pivotal role in ensuring that the dual-screen setup operates smoothly without subjecting the slim battery structure to thermal throttling or rapid battery drain. Further enhancing the device's wireless and off-grid utility, The ninth leak focuses on the custom-designed C2 wireless chip, which brings enhanced satellite connectivity capabilities directly to the iPhone Ultra. Departing from basic emergency messaging features seen in earlier hardware revisions, the C2 chip expands satellite communications to support high-bandwidth satellite data links. This functionality allows users traveling through remote regions such as deserts, maritime environments, or mountain wilderness to stay connected to internet services without requiring cellular towers or Wi-Fi networks. The system supports full off-grid web browsing, music streaming, and low-latency video playback capped around 720p resolution anywhere under clear sky cover. This level of global connectivity turns the iPhone Ultra into an indispensable communications tool for adventurers, remote field workers, and international travelers who demand reliable network coverage regardless of geographical constraints. In terms of physical customization and aesthetics, the 10th leak addresses the color offerings and structural finishes available at launch. Apple appears to be adopting a sophisticated, minimal design language tailored toward high-end professional users. The iPhone Ultra will reportedly debut in a refined suite of classic Pro colorways, focusing primarily on deep space black, polished silver, and crisp white titanium finishes. Rather than experimenting with bold consumer colors, Apple is emphasizing premium metallic textures, anti-fingerprint matte glass back panels, and precision-polished titanium edges. This subtle styling reinforces the flagship identity of the Ultra line, positioning the phone as a precision-crafted luxury computing instrument rather than a temporary trend item. To support heavy computational workloads, professional creative tasks, and intensive AI processing, the 11th leak confirms that the iPhone Ultra comes standard with 12 GB of high-speed unified RAM. This expanded memory bandwidth provides ample headroom for demanding applications, allowing seamless switching between graphic-heavy games, multitrack audio editors, and multi-window desktop workflows without app reloading. Alongside expanded RAM, internal storage capacities cater to power users and professional content creators alike. Storage configurations start at a generous 256 GB for the base model, scaling up through 512 GB, 1 TB, and reaching an expansive 2 TB tier at the top end. The massive 2 TB option ensures that users who record high bitrate ProRes video, store expansive offline media libraries, or run large local AI models have more than enough space to operate without cloud reliance. The final piece of the iPhone Ultra puzzle centers on pricing structure and market positioning, which reflects the cutting-edge manufacturing, liquid metal mechanics, and specialized components built into the hardware. Unsurprisingly, a device packed with novel engineering solutions commands a substantial financial investment. Reports indicate that the iPhone Ultra will carry an entry price ranging between $2,000 and $2,500 depending on storage choices and regional configurations. While this places the Ultra well above traditional Pro Max pricing, it establishes the device as Apple's ultimate halo product, targeted directly at early adopters, business professionals, technology enthusiasts, and power users who seek the absolute pinnacle of mobile engineering. As manufacturing yields improve and flexible display technology matures over time, technologies pioneered the iPhone Ultra are expected to cascade down into Apple's broader lineup, shaping the future trajectory of personal technology for years to come.